Accessing information easily on the run when you're moving around doing things can be challenging sometimes. You don't want to have to go into Planner or To Do, for example, just to create that task. Maybe you do, and that's okay. But let's say that you're running multiple environments or you have lots of different tasks and lots of different plans. We've talked in several videos now about how to create a form, how to create Power Automate to automatically populate tasks, and then how to manage those tasks in To Do, Planner, and Teams. Now let's talk about how do we access that information quickly and easily. And we do that today. We're going to show an example of using bit.ly, bit.ly, to automate that entire process and allow you to truly maximize your efficiency when you're on the run, whether you're traveling or sitting behind your desk. I think you're going to find this information very beneficial. Accessing a Microsoft form to fill in information that you need from other people is very easy when you simplify it using bit.ly. That's bit.ly. And this is an example of what that form looks like. Here we have an overly complex URL that we would have to use in order to get to this form. And so let me just kind of bring that down a little bit so you can see that. So you could distribute this URL to other people, and that would be great. The problem is nobody's going to remember it. So how do you do that? How do you effectively get people to fill in information without having to remember a long stringed URL? And the best way to do that, or a way to do that, is using bit.ly. And notice here I'm signed up for a free account, and I use bit.ly for all types of things. In this example, we're really talking about a form. Now, this form is a generic form that I'm showing here, but this could be a form to enter a task, for example. We've talked a lot in my videos about creating a form and using Power Automate to automatically populate Planner or To Do. This could be the way you do it as well. So what we need to do is, first of all, understand what the form is, right? So this is an example of the form for my to-do tasks. But here we have a form for the stake youth activity. So the first thing we need to know is, what is the actual URL? Now here you can see the URL posted right here. Typically I put a different name up here. On this one I didn't do that. You can see I've searched for this specifically, but you can see the actual URL that I sent out to people, which is November 14th trash pickup. So that's a pretty easy URL to remember for people. So all they have to do is type that in. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what that looks like in a browser itself. So I could embed this right into an email message and say, okay, bit.ly/November 14 trash pickup, and then hit go. Now this, by the way, the actual URL is HTTPS, right? So that's the actual URL. So we'll copy that and use it in a minute. And there you go. It automatically brings you to the form. They enter the information and it does whatever it's going to do, whether it creates a planner task or whether it just creates a form. And then what you would send to people would be this, whoops a daisy, that's not it. You would send them the actual URL, right? So you could just copy this URL. So we'll type it one more time, bit.ly/ right there. So we would just send them this URL and it would automatically go here and we'd be able to fill in the form. And it's really that simple. Managing multiple projects within bit.ly is actually very simple as well. Now, one caution. bit.ly has been used, and all of these URL shortening type of programs have been used maliciously on occasion. So you'll want to make sure that whoever's receiving your URL, that they're trusted and that they know that you're sending the URL to them, that it's not something to create havoc on their computer or embedded malware. So, but it works very, very well to shorten the URL and allow people to complete the form or whatever it is that you need them to do.